We in Europe, as France has the presidency of the European Union at the moment, must take benefit of this opportunity to bring pressure on the European Union. What can we do? I'm Tim Hughes, I'm the president of Agir Ensemble pour les droits humains, which is an NGO based in Lyon in France. And I want to make some comments about the shrinking of civic space and the role that the European Union could and should be playing in relation to this problem. So what does that mean, the shrinking of civic space? Well, for several years, states around the world have been adopting policies that are designed to restrict civil liberties which a state should be guaranteeing for all of its citizens, such as the right of association, the right of assembly, the right to protest, the right to have religious freedom, the freedom of expression. All of these civil liberties are at risk and endangered in too many countries around the world. And the impact of this action that states are taking to restrict civic space is to bring danger for those who dare to oppose this restriction. I'm thinking of trade unionists, of human rights defenders, of lawyers, of judges, of journalists, of teachers even. Anybody who raises their head above the parapet and is brave enough to denounce the actions of the government in reducing civic space. So some states lead to criminalization, they lead to efforts to restrict the actions of those who are only trying to uphold fundamental rights that are supposedly guaranteed by the European Convention on Human Rights and by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And this is a real risk. And we in Europe, as France has the presidency of the European Union at the moment, must take benefit of this opportunity to bring pressure on the European Union. What can we do? Well, we can establish alliances that are better coordinating the local groups in the countries where the threat occurs and with the European Union. We can encourage the ministries around the world to focus on protecting the rule of law, protecting our values of democracy, and ensuring that these civil liberties are no longer squeezed and that the essential human dignity of every citizen is protected. Therefore, the French Human Rights Platform calls on the French and European authorities to adopt the following recommendations as priorities: to ensure and respect the implementation of all European Union human rights guidelines. Easy to say, difficult to do, but it's essential that it's done. And to support electoral processes and the protection of civic spaces in those countries where this issue is of particular concern. And one way that this can be done is through the systematic sending of observers during election periods, to do our very best to ensure that in these countries there are free and fair elections. We value the democratic ideals. We must protect them wherever they're threatened. Thank you.